Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to the first time introducing the professor's discourse. Classes in session. I got my boy JR in the building, and I got my boy Ace in the building. We represent Jacktown. Y'all send a shout out to the cities. You know what I'm talking about?
Yo, what's good? What's good? This is Junior. I just want to give a shout out to everybody tonight. Y'all stay warm. If the roads is icy, y'all try to stay off them unless you got to be out there. Don't be out there.
Word up. Ace, what you got? You down there in the NO. What's up, man? Y'all freezing?
Yeah, man. You already know we getting crazy weather right now.
Yeah.
The roads is frozen. So like my man JR say, don't be on the roads if you don't need to, bro.
On everything. On everything. Word up. Yeah, man, we got a couple topics we're gonna talk about tonight. You know what I'm saying? Just a little brief session with y'all. We're gonna talk about this real little topic that we was chopping up about Django and Steven. Like what kind of impact they had on us or the world. You know. One of the first questions real quick. You know what I'm saying? How did you feel when you saw Django on that horse or that nag, as some of us know it as? Ace, I gonna give you that. Gonna throw that to you. What you got?
Well, going back to the movie, thinking about when I saw Django on the nag, you know, by being raised with my grandfather, he had me watching a lot of older movies, and you know, so I understood that a black man on riding a horse back then was unheard of. And the reason I think it was such a big deal because it symbolizes power. And then, so you think about the movie set up, during slavery. And then you got a slave that's on riding on a horse. So uh, that symbolizes that this man means something, and uh, so I understood what it meant, and actually did a good job in the movie when he pulled up on the different plantations, how the people were reacting to him on the nag. So you knew it was something that wasn't seen back then. So I thought it was a impactful uh, scene with Django being on the nag. So that's what I took from it.
How you feel, Junior?
Well, I want to put things into perspective so we can relate to our viewers a little bit better. In today's sense, your nag would be your vehicle of choice, but I remember the first time I saw somebody that I admired in like a really bad, sharp car. I was like, man, I wish I could have me a ride like that. This kid version of JR, man. I'm riding bikes. I'm like, man, when I grow up, I'm gonna get me a fly ride like that. And then even today, as a grown man now, people still look at you for the vehicle you're driving. So in a sense, Ace made some great topics, you know what I'm saying? Some great points when he was speaking his soliloquy. And and I'm just gonna piggyback off of it. You know, it is almost like a status symbol or like a position of power. So
I,
and it still correlates in the
yeah,
2025 version.
yeah,
So that's my short version of it.
yeah, yeah. I definitely agree with you, Jr. And Ace. It's a symbol of of power. I took from Ace. It's a symbolism of power. Of like these is good white folks. No offense to anyone, but it's good white folks. Like as Oprah said, her grandmother told her, "Hey, you want to work for some good white folks." You know, and so when they saw, and she said after that, she said she wished her grandmother was still alive, so she could tell her, "I got good white folks working for me." The whole crowd laughed when she said that. But the point being is, he saw that they saw Django on that horse. Steven saw him on that horse. He was like, "What?" Like Jr. put it. That nag, that horse, is our car. That's our mode of transportation. Back then, mode of transportation was your feet, left and right. you know, and so it is like he said, a status symbol. It is exactly that. We think a person with XYZ material wise got it together. Doesn't necessarily mean that they got it together. It's just what they got. But interesting points, y'all. Interesting points. Let's move to the next thing. Was Steven really trying to bring Django back into the bucket that Steven was stuck on? And JR, I'll get that to you first. You might have stepped away. So
No, no, Professor, I'm here. I'm sorry, I was trying to get my mic off mute, sir.
yes,
Uh, yeah, definitely. You know, that is a mentality that has been going on since those times of Django, because you know, Stephen was what we referred to as a house Negro. Whereas you would look at Django as he was a field Negro. So there were classes of type of different Negroes back in that day. So just to say that he looked at him like that, because Steven got to dress really nice, man. You see, he got to wear master's clothes and things like that. If master was sick, Steven was sick,
we
you
sick.
know. So in a sense, he just it just didn't register to Stephen how all these Caucasian men rolled up on nags and things like that. And one brother rode up, and his attention wasn't on the new crop of slaves that was brought in, or you know the German guy sitting in the car with Steven's master, or any of that. His whole focus was Django and why he was riding in that Cadillac. And he had that crab bucket mentality. Every point he was focused, all his attention, if you don't notice, he was focused on Django from the time he rode up till he went in the kitchen and said, he here for that girl. He ain't here for no what's and
That
what.
gal. That gal.
So
Here for that gal.
so if you hadn't seen the movie, that's one of my favorite movies. I love westerns. I grew up, in the '80s watching westerns with my mother, so that's something that really correlated with me. And it was an updated version, so it was a definite watch for me. And I hope all the viewers take the time themselves to go out and watch it themselves, so they can try to get some of the same points that I gathered from it. But crab in the bucket, Steven is the definition of crab in the bucket. I
Mm-hmm.
can't let Django get out of here because I don't want to do better for myself, basically. And that's my point on that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely, man. It was a definite crab in the bucket. I would say, I would say everything you touched on was correct on that. Thing I looked at with Steve, and I was like, man, why you mad at him? You should be happy for him. You know what I'm saying? Why you think I think about Pac line? Why y'all mad at me? Y'all supposed to be happy I'm free. you know, but that mentality, will it ever change? Is it so deep rooted in us to where that mentality of it doesn't matter where you get at, you still, as they refer to a lot of times in the movie, a nigga. And you like, man, what you think? I'm sorry, Ace, what you think?
Well,
Well,
you know,
you know,
just like you guys
just like
said,
you
man,
guys said, man,
or referencing to crabs in a bucket. And it's been like that since we found out we were black, you know. So it's been like that forever, pretty much. You know, we don't. So you guys gotta excuse me. I'm having a little distraction in the background here. But make a long story short, we just gotta do better, man. You know, because even to the day, we don't want nobody to do better than us, man. That's wrong. That's a wrong mindset. You know, we the only people that think like that. So we gotta do better, man. You know, because there's a lot of Stephens out here. And it's a lot of Stephanies, you know. So we'll never get to where we want to be if we always against each other. And, instead of need to work on lending a hand instead of being jealous of one another. We'll never get nowhere like that. And that's my 2 cents on it.
Well, that's interesting take on that, brother. Interesting take. So, y'all knocking out the park. I mean,
could I piggyback off of him real quick, Professor?
Oh yeah, definitely. Go ahead, my brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. I'm from a single parent household, man. I came up, rough in the West Jackson community, man, and guys I grew up with had the same opportunities that I took. They didn't use those opportunities. They went for the quick, fast money rather than thinking about the long game. They wanted to play checkers, which was quick, and I was thinking about checkers, how to, get the king off the board. So because of our thinking was different, our outcomes were different. Most of these guys that I grew up with, man, end up going to prison, getting strikes against them where it limited their net worth that they can make. They look in turn at someone like me and yourself that probably went to the army or went on and did other things with their life and kind of moved on from, I used that as a stepping stone to get to where I was going. My foundation was strong because I knew where I had come from. I never forgot about the community. I never forgot about the people. But if my thinking was gonna be small and isolated like that, I wouldn't have been able to achieve what I had achieved for myself. So I feel there's a lot of people that we would call it hating because they didn't use their opportunity. They thought school was for actual fools. So now when we run into these people in life at the store or at the Walmart, what you doing now? Oh well, I'm in this industry. Oh man, I couldn't have pictured you doing that. What you been up to? Well, I'm in between jobs right now, or I'm working on trying to get employment, or oh man, I'm staying with my mom's and I'm looking for something. You know who hiring? So it was just their long game wasn't playing out, man. They were just trying to play, like I said, the checkers instead of thinking about the long game.
Definitely. Gotta play it. You gotta play the long game. You plant the seeds and you reap what you sow. You know what I'm talking about? You plant them seeds and you reap what you sow. Definitely great take. Um, did you want to add anything to that, Ace? Or you was good on that question with
he summed it up
okay.
summed it up, bro. You know, I will just add this, and it go along with the topic. One thing that bothered me growing up, and Junior kind of spoke to it. We when we were in elementary school, I don't know if y'all experienced this, but most likely with females, it was okay for them to do well academically. You know, we, the females wasn't really referred to as nerds, or because they did their homework, ace tests, made good grades. But uh, it was looked down upon if the male did his homework, did good on tests, uh, try to express good behavior in class. It was considered a what? Everybody knows it, a nerd,
Nerd.
right? Nobody wants to be the nerd. So I just think, we were just put in a trick bag, and we still in it. But we praise negativity and look down upon positive things and positive behavior. That's all I would add to it.
I agree. I definitely agree. I mean, we look at a lot of things from a different perspective that's not in the best interest of a black man. Like we looking out. The majority of our black men are looking at each other from a white man's perspective, and that I'm not gonna say majority. I didn't take that back. I retract that statement. I think that there's a percentage of us that look at us with that mindset, and it's deep. It's real deep. Um, it changes the mindset. All of us grew up, pretty much in a single parent household. As far as our mothers and fathers, they started off together, but they ultimately wasn't together at the end. So it changes some dynamics. Um, Moves to the next question I got real quick. Did Steven learn anything from Django and vice versa? Did Django learn anything from Steven? I'm gonna direct that at, I guess, Ace. You up? What you think? You think Django learned something from Steven and vice versa?
Mm, I I don't think they learned anything from each other, but they understood each other. You know, Django understood what Steven was, and Steven understood what Django was. Especially that's why it bothered him when he rolled up on that nag.
Right.
He understood that Django had more power than he did, and Django understood that Steven was threatened by his mere presence. Uh,
Right.
so I don't think they learned each other. I think they more understood what the situation was and what their roles were.
I'm
Yeah,
saying
that's how.
you don't think they like literally. I'm saying as far as like learned something from the other one. Like
Well,
that's what
I
I'm saying.
I think as a spectator, as a viewer of the movie, I think we can learn something from it. But as far as the characters learning something from each other, I think more than learning something, they already understood what the situation was. Because you think back to the movie,
Yeah, the position. I get it. The position of power.
Django, Django, Yeah, Django. When Django first pulled up on Candyland, he said, "Hey, Snowball." He said, "If you got a question, yeah." He said, "If you got a question about me and my horse, talk to me about it."
Yeah, you asked me. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So they already understood what the situation was. So it was nothing to be learned. Django knew what type of ho- house Negro he was, and Stephen was more threatened by the position that Django had. So, but
Okay.
as spectators, yeah, we can learn. We can learn uh, what a house Negro and a field Negro is, and we can learn how uh, we're sitting there. We're competing for a seat at the table, even to this
Right.
day. So that as far as that aspect, I think that's a learning situation more for the viewer.
Right. I get it. I get it. I'm with you on that. With you on that. Dream. I mean, Jr. What's your take on it, my man?
Well, I think each one learns something, and they learn different lessons from each other. Stephen probably had been born a slave, raised a slave, had never thought about anything other than serving master. When Django met the good German guy, you know, he instantly was like, "Man, you giving me a coat, telling me to get the boots, telling me I can ride a horse, man. Who are you, man? You know, you like that guy they saying in that book that they talking about all the time." So, I think they had different perspectives. He was shown different. Hey, man, when he made it to Candyland, he actually got to sit at the table. Steven had never sat at that table, man. And he had served that table 50, 60 years. And he was
Right.
like, man, this dude show up day one and he get to sit at the table. He get to eat off master plate. He get to put master fork in his mouth. What's going on here? So
Yeah.
it was animosity, like Ace said, from the door. He had an
From the
issue. He had a huge problem with Steven. And
like, what
I
are you
mean
doing?
Django. He
Like,
had
what
a
are you
huge
doing
problem. So it was learning. As the movie progressed, as you see, it was learning points for everybody because
here? Right.
as you see, Steven is an observer, man. He watched him like a hawk, and he was like, it just he just couldn't put his finger on it until he said, "Man, he ain't here for nothing but that guy, man. He ain't here about no fights. He ain't here for none of that.
Right.
He here for that good because nothing would drive a man to do that other than a woman." So I think
Right.
each one was watching each other, but Django had ulterior motives. Once he was freed and he was, had gained his great pistolier, you know what I'm saying, skills as far as wielding the shotgun and wielding the handgun. Once he came very proficient with them, he wasn't scared to use it. So as his abilities grew over the time working with the good German, you know what I'm saying? He was empowered almost in a sense. Like, I'm a freed man. I don't think like Steven thinks, because Steven only has one goal, and that's making sure Master is good. He doesn't care about himself or anything else. Only that Master's wishes are carried out and how Master feels. He never had an opinion other than how Master was feeling, especially
Uh,
after
not
Master
Steven.
was killed.
Not Steven. Now, not that. My bad. I'm sorry. I would just say this real quick. Steven had an opinion now. Think about it. He had oh boy's ear. DiCaprio's character. What's his name? Coolidge, Calvin, Candy. He had Candy's ear now. He had his ear now. But
Well, he was a trusted slave that his daddy passed on to him. So he's gonna listen. And then once he figured out that's what it was, he gonna bring all that information back to master. You know what I'm saying? It's not like if that was something that was like transpiring between me and you, and I see what your end game was, I'm gonna be like, I don't let him buy her, and she speak German. I'm gonna let her get sold to the German guy because she know how to speak it, and that's gonna set up later relations for later on if he want to buy something else. So
right.
that's how I would think. That's how I would think of it. But like I said, Steven only wish was to serve master and nothing else. He didn't have a motive like, oh, I'm trying to free myself one day or thinking like that. That was too forward thinking, you know.
Mhm.
And then that's just my take on it, how as far as how each one learned from each other. But like I said, by them being in different perspectives at the different time frames throughout the movie, because if you got Django at the beginning in the movie, he was possibly in like the Steven situation because he had never seen anything other than that.
Yeah, yeah. I say this. This is my thought on that. Come out of that. This is my thought on it. Is that we have put ourselves in a position that we still stuck in that. We still stuck in that mind frame. Like, hey, I'm gonna come to work, rain, sleet, or snow. I mean, I am. I do. But master sick, shit, we sick. And then we just stuck. We still in that mentality. The crab in the bucket mentality, the status symbols, the cars, the power, the working for the good white folks. We still in that same mentality. It's like how long we gonna keep showing that as our best? Like it's not preaching. Oh, it's black versus white. Nah, we ain't talking about that. We talking about us as black folks. Like, hey, what's up? Like, damn it, I don't want to see you sagging your damn pants and you wearing skinnies. That don't make no fucking sense. Why you sagging and you wearing skinny jeans? Like, I don't want to see that shit. I don't want to see you walking in the stores with fucking guns. For what? You don't go into a fucking place of business with no damn guns trying to solve some shit that you done started that you can't finish with your fucking bare hands. You get your ass whooped, you get up and you walk off and you goddamn become friends maybe after the fucking fact. Stop popping off if you can't take the shit. Stop being scared of what the situation is really about. It's about the fucking broken family. That's all it come down to. You mad because maybe your mama and your dad ain't together. Damn it. And your mama doing some things that she got to do to pay the fucking bills. And your daddy doing whatever the fuck he doing to pay some bills. You can't be in that dynamic. You can't control that situation. But you have a control on what you can do when you in the influence of other broken home children that are the same age with you, that's trying to do something stupid that you know is stupid. Most of y'all know that the bullshit you're doing is stupid. And you're like, well, it's situations. It's situations, all right. It's consequences too. Don't cry woe is me after the fact. Understand when you jumped into it, it is what it is. What I took from Django and Steven was two perspectives. They both had to do what they had to do for themselves. They had to have self-preservation. I mean, that's just the number one thing. I mean, I can't do nothing for y'all if I ain't here. So I got to take care of myself first. Not I can't take care of y'all at the same time, but I got to do me first. I mean, shit. If I make, anyway, Django came there for that real purpose. His wife. Stephen was able to figure it out. He had to serve Master's purpose, and he did that to the fullest degree. Even in death, he was still pissed that he couldn't win for Master. I think Django learned how to maneuver around people like a Stephen, but he never understood how to maneuver around a Stephen until he got with the good German. When he got with the good German, things changed. But that good German was definitely not someone that throws up a fucking sign that disrespects all the men and women that fought for this damn country to be free. We saw some weird stuff. Let me be clear. We saw some weird shit when we saw arguably the world's richest man do something that we like, come on, for real? And we can't turn a blind eye to that. But I digress. I do want to go into a funny subject. How many times do you think they use the N-word in Django? What's y'all count? What you think? How many times did they use it?
I lost count, man, because it was just. I think it was just since it was the time frame that they were using, as far as the 1800s, relatively. I think that they just wanted to emphasize it, more than what was possibly used. Because I would think the word boy and thing like that would be more utilized than it was used. Because for a grown man to be called a boy, I would think that would be more humiliating, than to use that word repetitively over and over.
Matt, what you got? I'm sorry.
Well,
Ace. All right.
well, check this out. I actually Googled it real quick.
Yeah, I have to. As well.
It said,
I
said,
know, right?
yeah. So it was used over
100,
times, man.
yeah, 110 to be exact is what they say. 110.
Right,
I said,
right.
God,
So,
yeah.
and like when we spoke offline earlier, man, I told you Quentin Tarantino, he most of his movies he used the N word a lot, you know. But to be honest, man, I use the N word, brother. So I think if somebody other than that didn't look like me called me an N word today, I probably wouldn't get mad, bro. I don't know. I guess I'm immune to it now, you know. But it's really not offensive to me because not anymore. Because I guess we I'm immune to it now. I say it in my dialogue, and hell, let's be truthful. It is a lot of N words out here, man. You know. So, but Quentin Tarantino, he does like to use that N word in a lot of his movies. And let's speak to Leonardo DiCaprio. He was it was rolling off his tongue so smoothly, like
Hey, he done
you
used it
know,
before. He done used it before.
yeah.
We know that.
Oh, most definitely. Oh, most
You know
definitely,
what
man, because he was flowing with it, you know.
I'm talking about fluent. The way
So
he was
yeah,
using it,
man.
it was like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. JR, what you got, bro? Cause you know, I use
Well,
it.
like Mecca said, it's a part of we've made it a part of our culture as far as the black culture, but I'm not accepting of anybody outside of my race calling me that. I'm not gonna be. I'm not gonna let
Right,
that pass. I'm not gonna
right.
let that pass because if I do, then I feel that we are digressing as a whole, and I'm trying to lift brothers up to try to stand up and be the outstanding people I know we can be, the kings and queens I know we can be. So I'm not gonna tolerate right there. But as far as the ebonic, if you're using it as an ebonic slang, I'm not gonna say, oh, you can't call me that because hey, I have this title and this, that, and the third. No, I'm a sophisticated brother. No. Calvin, come get your dog.
Yeah, I get that.
But
I think.
but
Yeah, go ahead.
but people of other cultures, they're not gonna be able to use that word when they're referring to me.
So does a so let me actually let me interject with this real quick. Does a Mexican or Hispanic or Latino get that pass?
No. They don't
Thank you.
fall into the same range because they don't try to assimilate our culture. They have a distinct culture that and they're gonna let you know it. If you hadn't been around one, go around one and they will let you know, hey, I'm not that. I'm this. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Some definitely, definitely. But then you got the ones that will use the word, you know what I'm saying? You don't see them on video footages and all that stuff or whatever, reels on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, whatever you got, for TikTok, all that. Uh I take it, man. I enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed the movie. I mean, it's one of my favorites. Um I think one of the biggest reasons I do enjoy the movie is because of the usage of the N word, how they use it. They was using it like, you know, I remember one scene where they said, "Y'all don't run, y'all don't walk, y'all run." Of course they weren't saying y'all, but but the point is, it was like, come on, like, like we're so trained, like we got trained so hard that we expecting some results from the ones that are not getting trained. It's like they just gonna run into that brick wall and keep running to that brick wall, and they think the brick wall is gonna stop them. I mean, gonna bust before their head busts. It's just like the true definition of insanity. Um, Moving along, man. I just want to move along to a different point. Kind of say, hey, again, I do like that movie though. It's very enjoyable. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. It's one of the best movies that's ever came out. It's a love story. Really at the heart of it, it's a love story. So it's a great movie, great watch. We just wanted to share some of our thoughts with y'all in regards to one of the best movies we've all watched. Now we gonna switch up a little bit and talk about this last real quick topic. Little sports. We still like to keep the sports in the action. You know what I'm saying? I'm still representing with the Mississippi Braves, no longer here in Pearl. Let me put myself on center screen, center stage. Hold up, just so y'all can see that. Braves are still in our hearts. You know what I'm saying? But I digress. We're gonna talk about the New Orleans Pelicans and that boy Zion Williams. What's up, man? Is he gonna play? I mean, boy got great talent, but does he have ulterior motives to where he really trying to go play in the Big Apple? I mean, I know the boy like to eat, but he looked good the last time I saw him play. when he played against Minnesota and he did that 360 windmill. I'm like, boy, back. But is he really back or what's up? I mean, Mac, Ace, you down there in the NO, so what's up, man? What's up? What's up, the team, man? The Pills, formerly known as the Hornets.
Yeah, well, the the word here is, you know, here in New Orleans we love sports, man, and we're gonna back, get behind anybody that's playing well and that wants to be here. But the sentiment around the city is Zion don't want to be here, man. We keep hearing rumors about him wanting to go to New York, and he's constantly getting injured. It was real disappointing. That last playoff run we had, we were playing well, and he seemed to have an injury, and that's when the season. Well, that's when we got exited out the playoffs when he went out. So he seemed like he was upset about not being a comeback, but you know, uh, with Zion physique, uh, his athleticism, his explosiveness, he has to train and he has to take training seriously, man. He's not like a Kevin Durant. He's not built like that. He's not built like Kobe. He's built like a miniature Shaq, you know. And we all know what happened with Shaq when he started getting out of shape. The Boston Celtic, the Phoenix. He started getting bounced around teams.
Mm-hmm.
And if he would just took his training seriously, when after his at the end of his prime, I'm sure he could have done you know more great things after that championship in Miami. But back to Zion, man. You just don't think he has the discipline to do what needs to be done, man. Because you look at some YouTube channels or social media platforms. You got females exploiting him because he hopping in their DM trying to get with them, and you know, and then we are in New Orleans, man, probably the best food in the country, and with his physique, man, and his athleticism, he has to watch what he eat. He has to be disciplined and strict about his intake. You know, because of the way he plays, he's explosive. You know, that's his game. So he has to have a disciplined, well trained body in order to be successful because of his height and his weight and his gameplay. So, and we just don't see the discipline. If we did, I don't think he would be missing so many games and be so inconsistent as he's been. And then I mentioned the social media aspect as far as him hopping in women DM. That just showed a lack of discipline he has. So uh, that's my take on it.
JR, what you got to say about it, Doc?
Man, my take on that man was when I saw Zion Williams coming out of high school, going to Duke. I had high promise for him, man. I was like, this guy could be the second coming of LBJ. But now he turned into more of tractor trailer, man, where he was consistently overweight, showing up to training camp trying to get in shape rather than being in shape. And like Ace alluded to, he's more wants to just use his fame and his money to attract women and basically eat food. So by him being undisciplined, he's gonna have a very short career. Now he came out the same year as Ja Moran, and everybody was like, "Man, Ja ain't that good." Well, Ja, has made some bad choices as far as like social choices and things like that. But at least this guy is more consistently on the floor. And that's just my thing about it. The best thing is being available. If you're not available, you're not anything for your team. You're soaking up guaranteed dollars from a franchise that has been trying to, turn the corner since Anthony Davis parted ways. They have
Right.
several pieces that they could build with as far as CJ McCollum and Ingram, but he was supposed to be the cornerstone when they got that pick. It was a reason why they chose him over Josh. And as a result, I feel he has let the city down, the franchise down, and basically, I don't think if he can stay healthy, he's gonna get that big payday because he does when he's on the court, he has the numbers. But if I'm only available for 40 out of 82 games, if I'm a customer or if I'm trying to see a game, I don't even know if you're going to play or not. So why should I invest my money and my hard earned money in getting a ticket to come see you? Because I don't know, this might be the day that you went out last night and guess what? You missed the flight. I know you saw that a couple weeks ago. He was suspended because he missed the team's flight. So it's attention to detail. It's about professionalism. And,
Right.
you can't keep on just blaming stuff on his age. At some point, you have to become a professional in whatever you do, whether it's the garbage man. You need to be the best professional garbage man you can be. You need to be the best waitress professional you can be. You need to be the best stewardess on the flight that you can be. So that's my take on it. If anything you invest your time into, you should invest it to be the best in what you're doing.
I agree. I agree. If you are a professional in any phase of the word, I got something popping up out of nowhere. Uh, when you're a professional, man, you got to show up to work, man. Like the best ability is availability. If you're not there, they picked you for a reason. Like everybody that go to a job, whatever position you have, you're there for a reason. So if you're not there, something happens. The problem is the work ain't being performed that you got hired for. Whatever it is for, cleaning the floors, taking out the trash, um, you know, answering phone calls, whatever you there for, you got to show up to work. And it's a small attention to detail. Details will end up killing you. If you don't have your details in check, you're gonna burn. Because it's gonna be like, man, I ain't no excuses. You gotta be there. That's the first part. And then when you're there, work. The problem with this kid, I mean, he got great talent. Great talent. I mean, great talent. And I'm pointing, I mean the point. Hold on, let me get my mind right. Yep, this way. The problem with this kid, he has to show up to work. Now, the last time I saw him, again, I'm gonna say it again. He did that 360 windmill dunk, and he looked in good shape. But I'm like, yo, where are you at? What's up? You missing these plane flights? I mean, what's up? Like you getting paid millions, bro, millions to play a game. You're not going out and saving lives. You're not going out and putting the fire out in California. You're not doing none of that. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. You playing basketball in one of the funnest, if not number one entertainment city in the world. And it's like, bro, entertain. But you can't entertain if you're on the sidelines. I guess that's a good take on it, man. Anybody else got anything they want to talk about? And we ain't trying to bash Zion. We want him to succeed. But we just like,
Are
come
you
on, man.
not entertained? Are you
That's it.
not entertained?
I can't be entertained if you ain't on the court. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but the Pelicans have won 4 in a row. They came back. They was down by in Utah. The last game I saw, they was down. They were down by like dubs, and they walked the Utah Jazz down. And you know the Utah Jazz ain't no jazz being played in Utah. Y'all know any great jazz players that came out of Utah, or did they come out of New Orleans? But
They came out of New Orleans. The franchise
yeah,
got sold, my brother.
I know, but you know, it's things like that. Switch the names up. You know what I'm saying? Give our names back. But hey, we chose a good name because we got the Pelicans. You know what I'm saying? Because the Pelicans. That's why I had that picture up earlier of what a Pelican looked like. But man, we did a good job, man. You know, 50 minutes in, went a little over, but hey, I enjoyed y'all, man. The conversation was great, man. Y'all knocked it out the park. I mean, we had a good time. Everybody was definitely on point. You know, I want to put this screen set back up right quick. Just give me a brief second. I want to take a young Zion out the back. Shout out to Zion though. You know what I'm saying. Whenever you do play, we enjoy it. But we need you to play more often. and stop eating all them damn burgers or whatever the hell you eating, all the crawfish and shit. But look, class was definitely in session. We had a great time, great spills. Everybody did their thing. This is what Jacktown about. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we got the NO in the building. We got Jacktown at its finest. You know what I'm saying? We here. You know, want y'all to come back and enjoy. You know what I'm saying? Another session with us again. You know, we got plenty more to come. Plenty more to come. We just wanted to have a little fun with y'all tonight. Enlighten y'all a little bit about some things, not get too touchy and me, you know what I'm saying, something controversial that'll have you so mad that you don't want to watch this again. We want y'all to come back. JR, Ace, y'all got anything y'all want to say the last words to the people before we get up out of here?
I just want to tell the people if you're with us this long, we appreciate you. We want you to like, subscribe, and share. Come on back. We got more juicy information for you, and we got great discussions.
Yes, sir. Yes,
And
sir.
I just say, I just want to shout out the professor and JR, man. Thank y'all for, adding me to this conversation, this platform. Hopefully, it can do what it need to do. But I just want to just tell y'all, thank y'all for thinking about me, and you know, let me be a part of what y'all got going on, bro. Look forward to what's things to come. Salute.
Salute. May y'all brothers be easy. Everybody in the world, peace. We trying to have peace of mind, and peace on that wealth. Stay on that paper chase, y'all. Get on that grind. Not just the paper, not about just the material, but you understand what I'm talking about. If you understand, get that paper. All right, y'all. We're going to holler at y'all next time. Peace.